So there's an old story of in the Norse legends, in like the Vikings, of one of the gods called Odin. Odin was like the king of the gods. He was like the trickster, and he's particularly famous because he only had one eye. And the reason he had only one eye is because he wanted to drink from the well of wisdom. Now, that was being held by a particular entity called Mimir, and he wouldn't let anyone touch the well of wisdom. It was reputed that inside this well was the answer to every question someone could ask. There is a well, and anyone who drank from it would have the answer to any question they could ask. But of course, the problem is, it was guarded by this creature, this I guess it was a god in some sense, called Mimir. And he wouldn't let anyone drink from it. And of course, Odin didn't like this. Think about it. You're supposed to be the king of the gods, and you know that there is a well out there somewhere, which if only you drink a sip from, you'll have answers to questions that have been bugging you your entire existence. And there's someone out there that won't let you drink from it. It's kind of frustrating, isn't it? So Odin, being the persuasive one that he was, asked, what will it take for me to be able to drink from this well? Without pausing, Mimir told him, it requires a sacrifice. It requires a sacrifice. You must invest enough of yourself to be allowed to drink from the well of wisdom. And then you'll have your answer. Without thinking about it, Odin traded an eye. To him, it was a fair trade, because he could see more clearly once he'd drunk from that well. The bargain was struck, the deal was made. Mimir allowed him access, he drank from the well. And it's said that any time that Odin was confronted by some problem or situation, something tricky, you could see him just closing that eye. And somewhere inside him, an answer came. I don't know if you realize that we all have access to something like that. There's something inside each one of us that gives us answers. Think about it. You've experienced this before. Who hasn't been in a situation which was a little dicey or a little tough? You're up against the wall, and just at the right moment, without any intellectual overthinking, you just knew what to do. You knew the right thing. You had insight. But it required a sacrifice. You were in a tough situation, and then you started to listen. I'd like for you to know that if you've done it once, you can do it again. Go ahead and try for yourself. Ask a question of yourself, and then just notice how you feel, what shifts occur. Because the interesting thing is, answers don't come as directly as people think sometimes. But if you're willing to invest in yourself enough to really listen, you too could count yourself amongst those people that seem to just see life a little differently. You know what I mean? You see life differently enough that for anyone else looking on, it'd be just as if you'd gone inside and drank from Mimi as well too. Do you know what I mean by that? That's just an interesting idea. So, of course, you should never use legends when presenting hypnotic lectures, because they don't work. What I'd like you to do is to spend, again, just a few minutes, find a partner, and give them a gift in whatever way strikes you as appropriate. You can use a legend to talk about it. You can use a dream, a hypnotic lecture. You can use some facts from the real world that you know about, whether it's the dream temples or Bali trances, if it's shamanism or neuroscience. It can be a business secret. It really doesn't matter. The point is, do you see how easy it is to talk to someone and present them with a simple gift? Right? Do you have any questions? Or just want to go out there and find out that you know more about this than you realized? Find a partner, just spend 5 minutes apiece, and see where it takes you. So, how do you enjoy the exercise? Was it good? Good. Right? Now, I'd like you to just to recognize something. I gave you virtually zero guidance on that last exercise, didn't I? I just basically told you to go off and invent a complete hypnotic technique all by yourself and go ahead and use it on someone else and make them feel great doing so. Isn't that about all I said? Pretty much. And yet you guys in 3 days have developed enough tools, enough skills, enough insights, understandings, and experience that you had absolutely no trouble at all making something up on the fly, something pretty advanced. So how do you feel about that? Empowering. Pretty good? I think you should give yourself a round of applause for that, because you guys are... It's pretty impressive stuff. And now you guys have really, I mean, honestly, if this was the end of the course, wouldn't this be really worthwhile? You can go out there and start giving people gifts, using stuff with people, being a force for good in the world. Wouldn't it be easy to do from this point onwards, right? So I really encourage you guys to go out there and do this, right? Go out there and do this with other people. If you're still a little shy about doing it with people outside of this group, then do it with people inside this group, but outside of this training, right? Because that starts breaking the barriers between the inside and the outside. And that's not a metaphor, is it? So I really want to encourage you, today's homework, exercise, whatever you want to call it, is tonight or tomorrow morning, preferably both, I'd like you to find someone, anyone, and give them a gift. Simple as that. Find someone and give them a gift. And if you want to do a little extra, then find someone in this room, who's in this room right now, and give them the inner smile as well. Reinforce that, because that one is always worth reinforcing. It'll make you a way better hypnotist. Of course, you realize that if you give another hypnotist a gift, they are duty-bound to return the favor, right? So you better make it good. Okay, guys, I think that's good. A good place to leave it in the evening. Just go out, enjoy yourself. Let the hypno magic flow. Let LA be transformed from a nation of people trying very hard to be on film to a nation just delighted to be themselves. Wouldn't that be something? I'll see you guys bright and breezy tomorrow morning. Thank you very much.